Hello everybody, welcome back to GM Games. My name is CoachFury and we are back today with the latest episode in our Let's Play series for Draft Day Sports Pro Basketball 21. And for those of you who've been following along, we are of course the Phoenix Suns in the 2005-2004 era, hoping to see whether we can win a title with this team that played a famous style of offense in terms of the 7-second offense, a very fast-paced, modern style era of play in a time where not a lot of teams played that way. And we're going to see if we can hopefully win a championship with this team that in real life won 62 games for this year. So we are up to the beginning of December where we left off last time, and we're going to try and get for a couple of things today. We're going to try and get ourselves to the start of January, do a bit of a recap around the league, see what's going on, a bit of a recap on our team, with the idea being that we're going to think about if we want to make any trades or any moves come the trade deadline on the 8th of February. So without further ado then, let's get cracking. Let's get ourselves forward until the 1st of January. Let's sim to that day. We're obviously going to stop if we get any trade actions or injuries, etc. But we're going to try and get ourselves through a good block of the month here. And I've clearly clicked the wrong button and gone to the next day and not simming the month as I wanted to. So I want to sim to date. Yes, I want to sim to that date. Thank you. And yes, off we go. So yeah, okay, we can start off with a win against Minnesota, which is good. Another win. We're in a good record. I mean, 18-6. We're on track to be a pretty comfortable playoff team at this moment in time. But you know, there's always room for improvement. And it seems as if we've stopped, I'm guessing, because we've got an injury of some sort. Okay, so we've got Stoudemire out for 6 days with a sore hand, and Hunter out for 12 days with a sprained finger. So we're going to be relying a little bit more on our bench here. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move Marion in at centre. We're going to move Metta World Peace in at power forward. And then we're going to probably have to move some of these guys up. So Bo Outlaw, unfortunately, is going to have to play some more minutes. And we'll chuck in Voskuhl. To boost, oh yeah, you can come back in. I forgot about you last time. We obviously brought Alexander in at that stage. And we will get the AI to adjust that. So what have we got here? So Stoudemire, you can't play. You have to go down the rotation. Let's see what it looks now. Okay, so interesting. Oh, okay, because I've left Hunter in the lineup. Let me just quickly move these guys down. Why am I moving Sean Marion? Marion, you're perfectly healthy. You can stay. Marion, you can play there. I might. Oh yes, sorry. What? I'm completely going mad. Marion, you're going to play centre for me. Richardson, you'll play at small forward as you have been. Metta World Peace will be playing at power forward. Then we've got off the bench, probably first name up off the bench is going to have to be Barbosa. Then Outlaw, I guess. Probably actually put the point guard in to Busin. Then we'll probably have Outlaw. Then Voskuhl. Then everyone else. Right, give me a line up on that. Okay, cool. Yep, okay, so we're obviously going to run our starters heavy minutes for this 6 days whilst Stoudemire is out. We will just sim the week, the 7 days. Hopefully we can survive without Stoudemire. Big loss in terms of his offense. We managed to get a win there against Portland and a win against the Clippers. Metta World Peace having some fantastic games. Loss against Oklahoma though. And we managed to win against Houston. So we obviously will go back in and we will definitely put Stoudemire back into this lineup. So we will restore as we were. Metta World Peace, you were 6-man, I believe. To boost, yeah, you can probably actually stay there, to be fair. I think then we had maybe Outlaw, that's fine. Voskuhl, Stoudemire, Barbosa, you can come in here, I think, and then Outlaw, and we'll run that. I think that was more or less where we were at. Looks okay to me. I'll probably put Barbosa up there. Maybe like that. Unfortunately, Hunter, you are not going to be able to play any more minutes for another 5 days. So a centre position is open, which probably means that Stoudemire can play an extra couple of minutes. And I think then we will throw in Portugal for those minutes. So we'll sim another week here, just so we can get our rotation back in order. Oh, it looks like we've hit another injury. December this month has been a month of injuries. Okay, so Sean Marion is out for a day, which means I've got to adjust the rotation again for 1 day. That's one thing. That's why I reduced the number of injuries down in this Let's Play series. It's just the number of niggling injuries. It's quite frustrating at times. It's fun if you're playing for a real life roster where it's quite deep, but in this era, a lot of didn't have as many injuries. It felt like. So no surprise then that Metal World Peace will come in. Barbosa will just basically move Marion down this rotation just to get him out of the lineup. Something like that. I will put you two around the other way. Okay, that's incredibly weird. I may have just pressed the wrong button. That is not how I want to line up, guys. Johnson is in there. Metal World Peace will come in at power forward. Richardson's back in at small forward, and then Stoudemire in at centre. Then we had first line up was Barbosa. Then it was, I believe, Taboose. Then Outlaw. We saw Hunter out of Voskuil come in there. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Give me a matrix. Oh my god, this is doing some weird stuff now. Nash. Just got to readjust these again. These are all a lot lower. That's better. That's more like the rotation I wanted. Yep, so Nash, Johnson, Richardson, Metal World Peace will play power forward for us, and then obviously Stoudemire in at centre. We will sim the 1 day, get through the Nuggets game, which we managed to get a win out, which is good. And we will restore our lineup hopefully now. Obviously we'll have to sort Hunter out, but that's fine. We can do that. Metal World Peace back in a 6-man, then Barbosa, then Outlaw, then Taboose, then these guys. Yeah. Voskuil, you can just take Hunter's minutes for the time being because he's out for another 3 days. So we will get ourselves through these 3 days. 1, 2, no games at the moment. And 3. Okay, so with no games, we didn't actually have to play that rotation, which is good. Which means Hunter can come straight back in. We'll restore our lineup. Hunter, you will go back in here, I believe. And Taboose will be instead of Alexander. And then something like that. That's our rotation. We are back in the game. We have got our team back together. We will try and get ourselves through to January, which was the original plan to begin with. Yeah, we will go to that date. Thank you. See if we can keep this run going. We're on a bit of a good run at the minute. 25-7 now. It's looking good so far. 26-7. Oh, a loss against the Lakers there. Win against New York. That's good. So it looks like we're going to end the year in a pretty strong sense. And apart from that loss to Memphis, we're probably in pretty good shape at this point. Let's go and have a little look at the power rankings. So we are second in the power rankings. We are joint on record with Indiana Pacers. However, looks like they have a better offensive rating than we do and a better net rating. Our defense is slightly better though. But yeah, okay. So we're pretty comfortable. It seems like we've stayed in the second power rankings for a little while. Let's take a little look at the standings, obviously by conference. We are top of our conference. We are several games ahead of the Clippers now. It looks like, I'm trying to think who was up there last time. I think Golden State was up there last time. They have fallen away a little bit. The Jazz are back in. Interestingly, the Kings and the Rockets have dropped out of the playoff hunt at the moment, which is really surprising. I thought they would be in much better shape at this stage of the season. Same with the Spurs, actually. A bit of a mix-up in terms of the Western Conference here. Looking back to the Eastern Conference, we can see the Pacers are obviously on the lead. Heat are doing pretty well. Then the Nets. The Pistons have got themselves back into playoff form. Then the Wizards are still up there. Cleveland, the Cavaliers, the LeBron James Cavaliers are hanging in there on the 8th spot. Pretty much what you'd expect. I guess I would have expected maybe the Magic to be closer to the playoff hunt than 4 games back, but still early in the season. I guess we're sort of not quite at the halfway point yet. Let's have a little look at our roster, shall we, and see how our guys have been doing. So Nash has just been exceptional. 19-8-2 is pretty good. His shooting has been really good as well, from all over the place it seems. He's shooting a lot from behind the arc, which is good, and then obviously inside because he is an attack player and a sharpshooter, so that's no surprise. His numbers are pretty good as well. His 3-pointing is pretty good. His range is good. Happy with how he's been performing. Joe Johnson has been pretty solid stats, it looks like. Although he's not particularly great around that mid-range. But in the corner in particular, that's something to keep an eye on. But yeah, okay. Richardson, how you been looking? Not too bad, although one side of the corner is better than the other, which is interesting. Left-hand side, he obviously struggles on that left-hand side of the court, it looks like. But 9 and 5 from a starter's okay. Barbosa, he's playing sort of odd minutes, 18 minutes. Not particularly great, but that's kind of what we expected from him with some of these ratings. I mean, he's not got anything that stands him out really, to be honest with you. Hunter, we not playing too many minutes, just a bit of bench minutes. Let's get to some of the other guys, the more important ones. The Meta World Peace has just been insane for us. Yeah, I mean, his corner 3 is just incredible. Look at that, 54% from a corner, 66%. He's a really good range shooter. 48% from 3-point. A career best for him. So yeah, not bad for a minimum signing from what we found. Let's get ourselves through. Sean Marion, how have you been looking? Yeah, shooting's a bit mixed, but Sean Marion's always had fairly mixed shooting. I mean, his numbers look pretty good on paper. 3 points sort of bit behind normal, but looking okay. Stoudemire, yeah, okay. You're been pretty good. I mean, your 3-point shooting is just atrocious, and you are taking a lot of them. But there we go. We'll live with that. He's having to take a lot of these corner threes, but that's why we've been trying to put him in at centre, is so that we can hopefully limit some of these range shots that he has to put up, because he's not an outside shooter. You can see that there. We want him round the basket, really running off of pick and rolls and screens and things, providing that for other people. But yeah, 18-9, you can't argue with that. So there we are. That's our team. Let's have a little look at the league leaders. Who's leading in terms of points? Oh yeah, okay. Shaquille O'Neal is just dominating in terms of points. Look at that, 35.8. That's crazy. Actually, surprising. All the top guys are pretty much centers or forwards, apart from Arenas, who's up there. LeBron James is in there, 25. Yeah, okay. Yeah, not bad. Who's leading in assists? Nash must be up there. Yeah, Nash is up there, 3rd. See, I don't understand why they're not playing Iverson at point guard. I mean, maybe they've moved him now, because his assist stats are still pretty good. Rebounds, Amari Stoudemire is leading the league in rebounds, which is great to see. And he's also 4th on blocks, which is cool. Anyone leading in steals for us? Marion, yeah, okay, good defensive player, not really surprising. Yeah, not too bad. I'm happy with how we're doing at this stage. I have to say, 27-9, second in the power rankings, joint top in terms of the overall position. But let's get ourselves forward here. I mean, I don't think we'll play necessarily any games at this stage. I want to try and get us through to a week or so before the deadline, just so we can see any trades come up. We do have something in our inbox. We will just check that. So we are starting to get emails about the draft coming up. It looks like Jarrett Jack has been hot on our scouts list, and Marvin Williams and Earl Barron. So yeah, we'll certainly we'll look at that come nearer the draft, I think. Yeah, let's have a little look. We got anyone on the trade block at this moment in time? So there's a couple of guys, which is just us. And we will try and get ourselves forward, I think, now, and let's try and see if we can get some trades done in this episode, or see what's available. Let's try and get ourselves forward until like just towards the end of January, I think, and see how we get on. Another win against Sacramento. Sacramento have fallen down. You know, they were looking really good in that first month. They've definitely fallen away. Kobe Bryant there was a triple-double, 2 for the season. I love those little pop-ups that come up. That just gives you, even you're simming like this in Fast Sim, it gives you a flavour of what players and teams are doing. As our win record continues to carry on. Stoudemire there, look, with his 10,000. Damon Stoudemire and Vince Carter both getting that. Oh, we suffer a loss there to the San Antonio. But we managed to get a win back there. Look at that. Oh my God, Kurilenko's blocked 150 shots this season. That's crazy. Right, so we've got to nearly the end of January. I'm guessing we've had an injury pop up. Yeah. Okay. So Marion is out for a couple of days. We've got a couple of email in the inbox. Let's have a look. So more scouting of the draft. Channing Frye and Brandon Bass have been the focus of our attention, it looks like. But let's get Marion out of this lineup. Meta World Peace will obviously come in there, and to take Meta World Peace's spot, I guess we will move just Marion down, I think. Like so, and then we'll get that readjusted. So it looks like Shirley's going to have to play some small forward minutes for us for about a week or so. We will sim forward those 5 days. We suffer a loss to Dallas off the back of that. Doesn't look like we've got any other games in those 5 days. Oh, we've got another injury, it looks like, before we're about to play the Thunder or the Seattle team. Johnson is out for a day, but Marion is back, so that's good news for us. We will just readjust like that, I think. So we'll put Marion in at power forward, move Richardson up, move Meta World Peace up, and play like that, I think. This game, let's see how we get on. We managed to get the win there against Oklahoma City, and we are nearly towards the end of January. Have we had has anyone been put on the trade block yet? That's the important thing. I want to get to the point, with this episode, but hopefully the trade deadline is upon us and we can do a little bit of a review of whether we want to make any moves. So the trade deadline is obviously the modern trade deadline, so it is the 8th of February, so it is before the All-Star break. Hopefully we'll see some action. We'll see some guys go on the block. It looks like we've got another scouting email. Yeah, okay, Sean May. Not really too worried about them in the draft at this moment in time. Nobody's on the block yet. We will get forward, I think normally about a week before the people tend to appear. So hence why we're trying to get to the end of January and just see. I will quickly put the lineup back, actually. Alexander's back, but we will... oh no, I've pressed the wrong button here. Okay, right, anyway. Johnson, you'll go back there. You'll go back there. Meta World Peace will come back off the bench. And we'll just readjust these guys down. Like this. Oh, no, Shirley, you're in there. And then Jackson, Vocal, Alexander. And then I believe I had you in ER taking up some of those minutes. And I think that's what we had. I remember. Maybe we had Barbosa take those minutes. Like that. Yeah, that's what we'll run with. We'll run with that to end off the month of January, and we're up against the Pistons, who are 29 and 23 now, looking like they're going to make the playoffs as well. And we managed to get a nice win there. Meta World Peace coming through for us there, as we win 22-104, which is great. Right, we've got some alerts. So the trade deadline is now 7 days away. We can now put players on the block and they'll be active. Click trade icon. Yeah, okay, I've done all of that. We've already got guys on the block. I want to see who else is on the block for other teams. That is the main focus here. Any big names? Okay, so Kevin Garnett is on the block. Interesting. I guess maybe he's demanded a trade because the Timberwolves have been doing so bad. Interestingly, Tim Duncan is as well. So some big names here. Paul Pierce can be. Paul Pierce, I'm guessing because it's contract year, they're probably hoping they can get some value out of him before he moves on, or maybe he doesn't re-sign there. Stephen Marbury is no surprise he's on the trade block. Grant Hill is on the trade block actually. That's a surprise. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just take a little bit of time outside this episode, have a look at see what's on the trade block, and then you'll probably just see me instantly come back and talk about what trade options we've got if we have anything. But we'll click around and see what we've got available. Okay, so we're back again. I don't think there's a lot I can get done. I've had a little look around to see what's possibly available, and I tried a couple of things which we can talk about. One was I was trying to get. I noticed that where is he? 1 second. Let me see if I can find him. I was trying to get Shane Battier. I just thought that his shooting ability would be incredibly good to add to this team. It might be a guy that we'll try and get in the off season. He's not the great defender, but good court IQ, good at everything else. Typical sort of player who would fit well in this Suns team. Can play a range of positions for us. Unfortunately, I tried offering a package of a couple of first round picks, and I think it was some of the expiring guys that we've got. Unfortunately, it was a no-go. They completely rejected it. The other one that I'm mulling over, I can find him here. Let's go to the Knicks. He was on the Knicks. The other player that I was mulling over to try and get was Tim Thomas. He's not particularly great. He's just a good outside shooter. It might be that I'll try another offer at the deadline, see if I can get him for like maybe a second round pick and an expiring or something. Just because I think he can probably play the 3-4 position for us, which is is a stretch forward, which is what we were after. So maybe we'll explore that one later on. But for now, we're just going to try and get ourselves through the end of this episode to the trade deadline. See if we can get anything to happen. I'm not optimistic. We haven't had any trade offers for any players yet, but who knows? We'll keep an eye on it and see if anyone does come in for our guys. We'll obviously have a look, see if there are any trades that happen. We're just about to play the Rockets here. We managed to get a convincing win there as we're about to play the Nuggets again. We're less than 5 days on the trade deadline at this point. Nobody. Oh, we've got an inbox. Is that an offer maybe? No, it's another scouting email. We haven't had a single offer for any of these bench guys that we've got. I maybe will have a look now and see if I can try and get a deal done. Yeah, okay, I know it's 3 days away. Let's have a look. Is there anyone else who's been added to this trade block recently that is of interest? Not really. I mean, Tim Thomas is the one I think we might try and see if we can get. Obviously, our main thing I'm looking at is range. If we can get guys who have got range, they would fit this style of offense really well. I'm not too worried about the defense. We're not really a good defensive team anyway, so there's no point in trying to address that. We need to beat teams by our pace and our offense, really. Another guy I did look at was Marshall. But when I looked at it, his range was okay. I just was not convinced that he would be worth the $10 million we would have to pay him next season, to be honest with you. I think we can maybe get someone like that in free agency next year. So we kind of left him off. I may have another little look at see if I can get Thomas. Battier'd. Let's have a look. We can try. Let's go to the Knicks. See if we can get a trade. So one of the good things about this new version is that you have this get trade offer. So you can literally just chuck guys in and say, you know, will you give me an offer for him? And you can see up here it says no, they're not going to give me an offer for Jim Jackson and his $7 million contract, which I'm not surprised about. But let's try and make a bit of a package here. So we can probably send them Voskuhl and I don't know. Let's try with Outlaw first. Actually, Outlaw may be a bit harder to move. No, okay, they're not interested in him. Are they interested in Voskuhl? No. We'll try and put an offer together. I mean, he's expiring along with Alexander, who's expiring, obviously. It's not cap legal for them yet, I know, because I haven't put in Tim Thomas. There he is. Would you do that deal? No. Would they do it if I threw you a second round pick? What about if I threw you 2 seconds? No? 3 seconds? Would that get it done? No. Okay. So whilst he's on the block, they're not, you know, their team plan's unsure, so we don't necessarily know what they want. That's the problem. That's another cool thing they've added, is they added where the weaknesses of that team, what their plans are, which is unsure. I mean, no surprise, the Knicks are always unsure about what they're doing in real life anyway. So, yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get him. I'll try again for Battier'd. I mean, I was trying to do a package of something similar, which was Voskuhl and Alexander. Where are you, Battier'd? Here you are. For this and our first round pick this year, just to see if we could get it done. They're looking for a lot more for Battier'd, so I don't think we're going to get any deal done at this deadline. We will keep an eye and see whether we get any trade offers. I will try again in the last day before free agency. We've picked up an injury there, but we'll let that slide for a minute because we've got no games. And there's a whole bunch of trades that just happened there. Okay, interesting. It happens a couple of days before the deadline. James, no, that's not a trade. That's a trade. Simmons and Magloff for second. Grant Hill went for second round pick. Battier'd. Okay, they've obviously gambling on Battier'd's potential there. It looks like the Magic are. And Claxton went for Hill. Okay, obviously the Warriors are going for it, trying to get some players who are ready now. Really. The Mavericks have traded Harris, who again's got a load of potential. Daniels for, that's an interesting move. Not sure why they've necessarily done that. And then Kwame Brown, Jeffries has gone for that in a second round pick. The Heat have traded Mourning for Kurt Thomas. That's a pretty big move. I know Mourning's not particularly the player he was at this stage of his career, but interesting that they were able to make the salary to get Kurt Thomas, which is a pretty good move. I mean, he's an inside player. He's not suitable for us, but for the Heat and the way they play with Shaquille O'Neal, that's probably a pretty good move. And then Best got swapped for Houston. Payton ended up going from the Celtics for Fred Jones. Oh my God, that's a pretty. I'm sure he's not going to be happy with that, but I'm sure he's happy in the fact that he's going to a playoff team in the Pacers. We have not had a single offer for any of our players. This is the last day, I think, before the deadline. So I'll make one final effort to try and get Tim Thomas, I think. Come on. Knicks, you're not doing anything. Just send him to me for a second round pick. I think that's fair. That's a fair value. And we'll try and see if we can make it happen. I'll give you a second round pick this year. Nah, so still not interested. You know, fine. That's fine. We'll have to just roll with what we've got, guys. I couldn't address any depth. We'll check free agency just to see if anyone has dropped off on this list who is of interest for us. Have we got anyone who's got any good range? So you're not particularly good at anything, but you can shoot. There's not a lot else out there. I think we're gonna just go. We're gonna sim through. Let's sim through the day. Yeah, I know we have lineup problems. I'm guessing that's why we've stopped. Let's quickly change this lineup around. That is not me. I am not the New York Knicks. I am the Phoenix Suns. Okay, so Johnson's out for a few days. Means Meta World Peace can come in and play. I might put him as shooting guard actually for this one. Johnson, you can be swapped out by Barbosa, and then you can just move down the lineup, I think, like this. And then AI, give me a matrix, that'll work. And yeah, I think we're going to hit this trade deadline without any more moves. And it looks like a couple of others have happened there. Let's just check what those are before we end this episode. Oh, that is just annoying. Okay, fine. They got a slightly better offer. Chris Carman has gone for Shane Battier'd in a second round pick to the Clippers. Oh, that's really annoying. Really annoying. But there we go. That's what happens. We obviously didn't offer enough to get him. He's then gone to the Clippers. We're probably going to have to face him in the playoffs now. But I think we are at the trade deadline at this point. I don't think we can. Or I think we've got one or more opportunity to make some moves, but I don't think it's going to happen, guys. Let's just get through it. Let's just get through that day. Unfortunately, no deals at the deadline, but the episode was pretty straightforward. We are still looking in pretty good shape. Our team is staying healthy. We're 43-12 now. Next episode, we will make that push towards the playoffs and then do a bit of a season recap. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it works, the trade deadline. Sometimes you get players, sometimes you can't. We're just going to have to roll with what we've got with a really strong starting five, Meta World Peace on the bench, and hope that's enough to get us through this season.